Hi, my name is Tropic. With the new year, a new patch has arrived to Roarks Attack on Titan fan game. This patch is the third iteration to the game and will also be known as patch 1.906, and today I will be going over some of the major changes and the new stuff that I personally think is the most important to talk about. With this patch comes two new playable characters, Irvin and Historia, a new map, the Underground City, map changes to Training Forest and Utgard, better gameplay optimizations, new sounds, more server settings, more personal user settings, a good amount of spectator changes, heavy changes to movement, and a huge overhaul to every class trying to balance out the weapons and move away from the heavy favorite APG meta from last patch. All this and some more quality of life changes. If you want to read every change, you can find a changelog on the official Roarks Attack on Titan Discord server, link in the description below. The new map, the Underground City, is a big and open map cut into a donut-like shape with two city parts and cave structures on the rest, split up by a cramped middle with two huge walls for cover. Also, Moose, who mainly stood for the creation of the map, has done his best to add more variety to get indoor and move through buildings rather than above them. This takes some getting used to, but when done well, you can perform some great looking movement that will without a doubt benefit you at some point. The changes to Training Forest has been trying to close down the open area around the windmill by adding more trees to cover up the sidelines for more interesting engages. I am unsure if this will work in a competitive setting, but it has for sure sparked a little more life to the map. Same thing has been done to Utgard, where we see a lot more trees and rocks added to the entrance to deliver some additional cover. The middle of the map has received a big tower with some wooden walls to make for more grabbable objects. Also, walls has been placed on the sides of the map around caves and house. This is a welcome change and I hope it is enough to change the flow of this rather dull map. And a tree has been added here, for some reason. Also, on the map city, a weapon change station has been added here to even out the numbers of stations and their placements. Before, you would have to go all the way to church or park to change weapons. The railings on the two bridges has also been changed to a more square version. I guess no one noticed it anyways. Now for the classes, and oh boy is there a lot. The sword has by far received the most changes to make them feel more fluid and just for it to become a better class. You can now chain attacks by holding down the poise button and your attack button at the same time for some rapid attacks. The aim assist has been massively reduced to be more of an actual assist rather than taking over your entire launch and aiming for you. The launch has been changed so it is no longer momentum based. Now launching will always send you at a constant 26 meters per second forward and 30 meters per second if you are aiming at an enemy, regardless of what your previous speed was before engaging the launch. The launch no longer costs stress, but you will still receive a stress penalty if you miss your launch. The launch miss penalty now consumes 50% stress instead of 25%, and you will now always overstress if you miss an attack and are above 75% stress, which was 90% before. You can also no longer attack when you're overstressed, which forces you to actually parry instead of keep attacking when overstressing. You can, however, still throw your blades. The launch class window has been reduced from 0.5 seconds to 0.4. Launch cooldown has also been reduced to 0.4 seconds from 1.25, as well as the launch and throwing charge time going from 0.25 and 0.33 seconds to 0.20 and 0.25 seconds. Parrying has received a big change as well, now refunding 33% stress when parrying an attack. This does not apply to clashes. You can now parry thunder spears as well, sending the spear flying uncontrollably away. The parry window for single APG shots has also been increased from 0.33 seconds to 0.5 seconds, making it much easier to parry single shots. All the minimum parry distances has been changed to 2.5 meters as well, and now parrying also provides a total invulnerability during the parry window, which means you can parry several attacks as long as they hit you at the same time, and you have durability enough. Talking durability, APG shots now only take away 20% durability for a single shot and 50% for a double shot. Thunder Spear single shots takes away 50% and double shots totally deplete your durability doing 100% damage. Clashes, killing, launch parries and throwing sword parries still takes away the same durability as before. As a final note, the ODM class is now using less gas for bursting and doing other general gas consuming movement, opening up for more time in the air before refilling. The range of the APG has been decreased by 5 meters, going from 25 to 20 meters instead. The charge time has also been reduced. Now the maximum time you can charge the APG for is 0.75 seconds instead of 1 second. The distance-based hit detection has also been changed. Before, the further away your target was, the larger the hitbox would be, but now it maxes out at 16 meters away, only to decrease in size, all up to the max range, which is 20 meters. This means that before you would have the highest chance of hitting a target at maximum range, but now you have a sweet spot right at 16 meters, where your target is the easiest to hit. The APG has also received a new mechanic. Shooting both guns at the same time now becomes a double shot, making the hitboxes of your enemies larger, thus making it easier to hit them. The gas consumption rate has also been changed to being between ODM and Thunder Spears, whereas before you would use gas as fast as Thunder Spears would. And finally, the stress cost for bursting has been decreased, allowing for more movement before overstressing. The Thunder Spears has received the most noticeable changes of them all. First off, an embed feature has now been implemented, allowing the spear, when fired, to hit and stick to a surface for up to 2 seconds and then explode. You can now also burst and roll while a fired spear is mid-air or embedded, allowing for more movement. A double shot mechanic has also been introduced to the Thunder Spears. Shooting both spears at the same time allows to fire off the spears with much further range, with a larger explosion radius, but also with a longer minimum detonation range at 40 meters. This attack is mostly meant for long-range attacks, but can be detonated early by hitting a structure. The impale hit radius is now a bit larger for single shots and even larger for double shots. The spear acceleration has been decreased, allowing for a fired spear to hit top speed 1 second faster than before. The charge time to fire a spear has been decreased as well, from 0.5 seconds to 0.33 seconds. The travel speed for spears has been reduced to 150 meters per second from 250 meters per second, making them much slower now. The minimum detonation range for a single spear has been increased to 26.5 meters from 13.5 meters. The stress cost for firing a spear has also been increased by 25%. And lastly, the stress cost for bursting has been increased, limiting the overall movement. Now, for all the classes, the stress recharge rate has been rebalanced, and new reload animations has been added as well. Reloading now also differs from class to class, with ODM being the fastest, Thunder Spears in the middle, and APG as the slowest reloading class. And now APG and Thunder Spears has a smart reloading system, where you can hold R and press either M1 or M2 to reload the respective chosen weapon. This is meant to give you the option to do a single reload without using a grapple. The movement system has also seen a change. Swinging no longer grants you speed, but rather acts like real-life swinging would. This has been done to remove the dreaded Blum dance, the swinging exploit. This also changes how much of the general movement is acting, and now you might have to relearn a little if you were heavily dependent on swinging around the maps. The horrible landing animation has now been removed and can be activated if you hold a custom key, which can be assigned by yourself, luckily. A reflaring feedback has also been added to show if you happen to reflare an already flared target. This is a neat addition since some players actually don't know that reflaring an already flared target resets time before the flare wears off. Unflared enemy player indicators will now show up when they are 40 meters away instead of 25, making it harder to sneak in on people and to get away, and easier to spot incoming enemies. I myself am questioning this change a bit, since it lowers the need for a flare when you can spot enemies from further away. And new crosshairs has been added. The route logo is by far the superior choice for this. Lastly, name tags has also been added. If you press X, you can see every team member's name. So now you can say on me and people will instantly know where you are. Unless you're on Crystal Caves. Nobody knows where they are on Crystal Caves. This is what I think was some of the most important changes done in this patch. If you want to read the whole changelog and all of the changes, you can do so on the official Roarks Attack on Titan Discord server. Link will be in the description below. I will also be leaving a helpful link from our most beloved Gansu, who has taken the time to compare and list all changes done to the weapons. I guess it's time for me to redo some of the guides. Regardless, thanks to all the developers for taking their time to update the game, and thanks for listening to us when we were upset about overpowered or broken mechanics. Happy New Year and happy new patch!